you have an entire stadium dedicated to it. I thought in my head I was there like there'll just be like a little stand, but it genuinely is like a. If you could imagine a football stadium, it's kind of just like a slightly.
It is, yeah. It's a miniature football stadium for the Crocs. Yeah, it's amazing.
What exactly? Because we didn't get a chance to watch these shows.
Yep.
What is it that you guys do with them?
So the crocodiles that we use to show people natural behaviours of Crocs. Because, like Nick said with snakes, they also don't have a great reputation. People think that crocodiles are eating people every day of the week, and it's just not true.
Yeah.
So we have the Crocs to educate people on, one, how easy they are to not only to work with for us, but also to live around. Show people how amazing they are, because you just see them from a distance. You see them, in the wild, and you don't get a true appreciation for them. You're seeing them up close.
Yeah.
Once you learn a few little things about them, it will change your mind about them, because they are incredible. They've been on the planet for over 200 million years.
Yeah.
That's not an accident. They're an incredible
literal
animal.
Dinosaurs.
Pretty much, yeah.
Wow. If you were to give someone one, okay, let's say I stumbled across one of these out on my road trip.
Yep.
Right. How do I not die?
How do you not get killed by one?
How do I not die?
Is it a natural thing for them to want to go like it? Will they look at me and go, right, yeah?
Oh, look, naturally, no.
Yeah.
Wild crocodiles normally have this inbuilt fear of people. Humans are bad news for a lot of animals. We have this thing where we just want to take over everywhere and we want to kill everything. And crocs know that, particularly any large crocodiles. Here in Australia, crocodiles were almost wiped out until about 1970, 73, I think. When they became protected, their numbers were down to only a handful of % of what their numbers used to be. So crocodiles see people and they just think we are bad news. Mm-hmm. So to get attacked by one, you've got to be incredibly unlucky. You've also got to be doing the wrong thing.
Yeah.
They're honestly so easy to avoid. You just don't go near the water. You don't swim. And that really is it.
Just don't go in their territory.
Don't go in their territory. And it is their territory. Like I say, 200 million years they've been around. Us white people, we've only been in Australia for 200 years. So it's not really our right to go and tell them what to do. We've got to alter our behaviours to learn to live with them, which is just so easy to do.
Have you ever had a dangerous encounter with a crocodile?
I have dangerous encounters with crocodiles almost every day, but I've never had anything bad happen. I've never even gotten stitches from a crocodile bite or anything like that. It looks worse than what it is a lot of the time, and it's just about knowing the right and the wrong things.
The limits.
The limits and the right and wrong things to do. And I'm incredibly lucky that I learnt from the best there ever was. So I've never had any major incidents or anything go wrong.
And what was it like working? Because I think I read that you'd been working with Steve for a long time.
Yeah.
During it, what was it like during that period? And because it's weird, like even for me, like he was someone that I would always watch growing up. But now, even to a lot of the viewers here, they never actually got a chance to experience the stuff that he was making at the time. So what was that like?
Oh, it was incredible. It was as exciting and as busy as days at work are now.
Yeah,
it's nothing compared to what it was like when we had Steve. He was incredible. Can you hear the emu?
Yeah, what is it?
Yeah. What is that?
That's an emu.
I thought it was a tractor for some reason.
Yeah, that's an emu.
Wild.
See, that's why you guys work
just
here and I
behind
don't.
us, by the way, guys. There's like there's an area where there's a bunch of emus and a few other things and kangaroos and things.
There's koalas. There's a koala just up the tree there before.
We're teasing the viewers now.
Yeah, because they're like,
it's got this wall blocking them.
Pan it up. I want to see.
What was I saying? Oh yeah,
just busy.
What you saw on TV was probably a watered down version of the way Steve was. He was just so full of life and couldn't sit still for 3 minutes. He is an amazing man. Yeah. I've never known anyone who knew or could read animals as good as him. He's just an amazing man. Apart from the new stuff, like we're sitting in the lodge now, everything you see in the zoo, Steve pretty much built it himself.
Really?
Yeah.
So it was a lot
started
of
by his
hands-on.
mum and dad. built the enclosures. He did the concrete. He wasn't just I'm just the face of the zoo and you see me on TV, and he did everything himself.
Yeah.
He is a very, very motivational man, and he never asked you to do something that he either hadn't done himself or he wasn't prepared to do himself.
Yeah.
He's one of those people. He's just a natural leader, and you do anything for him.
Yeah. No, that's definitely, it was a very much like an infectious
Absolutely.
vibe that he gave off, something that he was passionate about, almost like me. I was more than happy to watch him deal with the snakes on telly, but all the other things going on, I was there like, I actually want to be there and I want to experience that.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, that's it's pretty amazing. And one thing about him as well is with certain people, it's like only good things have ever been said. Do you know what I mean? And it's rare nowadays, especially that you hear about someone like that.
Absolutely. I could talk to you about it all day. He's just an amazing man.
Absolutely. And do you know, are there any more plans? Obviously, we are here right now, and to people that don't really know, this is the brand new lodge that they've just built, and there's like an infinity pool just over there.
Yep.
And there's just like kangaroos knocking around and like a whole bunch of other stuff.
Yep.
But that to me, I don't know, well, me and Chip both said it when we first got here, was like we were amazed at how just open plan everything was.
Yeah.
A lot of times, if anyone here has ever gone to a zoo, it's like they're always behind somewhere, caged off, whatever. But like you just walk through, there's kangaroos everywhere.
It's huge as well. The place is
Massive.
so big.
Yeah, you look at the enclosures, and the animals have just got so much space and so much area, and lucky that it is on quite a big section of land. So the animals are certainly very, very lucky.
Yeah, when you come here, you really get a sense that the animals are in a really good place.
Yeah.
Like we've been to some other zoos, maybe especially in the UK, and it's not, you don't get that feeling.
Yeah, it's very, very different here.
Yeah. And do you feel as though what you guys are doing here, because you mentioned there was like research and things like that, like when you say research, are you guys just looking into whether it be reptiles or crocs, like what exactly do you mean by research? Are we looking at like diseases? Whereabouts is that? Because research, I don't really know what that means to me.
I think it can't really be understated the value that zoos have when it comes to the protection of the natural world. Historically, people saw zoos as a place that you go to see an animal that you might not be able to, afford a flight to go to Africa and see an elephant, for example. But now, with the ongoing pressure that all of our wildlife and our natural world face, that zoos are now playing such an incredible role with regards to conservation of species, and research is a component of that. So, Toby's the croc team leader and the head of our croc team, but there's a group of us that go up and with a partnership with the University of Queensland, something that Steve himself started with Terry, we now are a part of the largest and the longest running research project associated with crocodiles anywhere on the planet, and there's not actually a telemetry study in the world that has the same amount of data or even close to what we have on crocodiles. And that research is important because not only does it give us valuable information about this amazing animal, it helps us provide information to government bodies on how to better manage conflict between crocodiles and humans, because like Toby said, it's an animal that gets a horrific rap, but when you look at it from an ecological perspective, this is an animal that is at the top of the food chain, has balanced and regulated ecosystems for millions of years, and we know very little about them. So being at the forefront of something like that is absolutely amazing. But, we have threatened species programs within our zoos. Unfortunately now, a good portion of the animals you see in a zoo are threatened with some sort of, massive degradation of their habitat or, decline in population from poaching or harvesting. A lot of the species you see in zoos are now almost isolated to zoos alone, which is very sad, but also highlights the importance of zoos functioning. And Australia Zoo is just so blessed that we've got owners and managers that really want to continue that work, and it's something like Toby said, it really stemmed off the back of Steve's passion and his vision, and that's what attracted me to the zoo, and it's obviously what's kept Toby here for nearly 25 years.
No, absolutely. I mean, it's been really cool. Like I said, this zoo has been an experience that I haven't necessarily. I've always almost had like a bit of a bad tinge when it comes to zoos, and they do tend to get a bad rap in a lot of other countries as well. But here, it genuinely feels a lot different and very different, which is really refreshing. But I did have one important question, which was: Have you ever had an animal escape its enclosure? It probably happens relatively frequently, but like it's got like
It better not.
Yeah.
really someone's left the gate open.
No, we just don't get it happen, and we don't have it happen here. We're just so lucky that luckily it doesn't, because you look around and geez, you struggle to find some stuff if it did get out.
No, that's
not to mention if crocs got out or venomous snakes got out or anything like that. It was so stringent with the way enclosures are designed and the way enclosures are built and getting in and out, so that nothing like that can happen. I know with the croc stuff, unless I had to, I never opened the gate. I just jumped the fence because it was just easier. Then you can't leave anything open.
Yeah, that's fair.
So it's just when you're dealing with dangerous animals, and the tiger guys would be the same. Their procedures and stuff have just got to be so stringent and so strict. It was one, you don't want an animal to get out, and two, someone could get hurt by an animal.
Yeah.
So it's something that then negatively affects an animal, which goes against everything we're doing here. So we've never had it happen.